It's Friday night, it's 20 past 7, and this intro feels really weird. But it's hockey night in the hangar, as the Berkshire Bees have their one Friday night home face-off of the season, as they take on local-ish rivals, the Bristol Pitbulls. A battle between two teams at the bottom of the table, desperately looking to try and push for a playoff spot. I say, thank you for joining us this evening for your Friday night. It's the only show in town given the Elite League games are called off. We are the only game on, obviously, thanks to Storm Aowen. And I am joined tonight by a man celebrating his 56th birthday. No, wait, sorry.
39.
He's 5'6" and it's his birthday. It's Chris Peel. Chris, thanks for joining me.
Hi Joe, thanks for having me.
Look, if I wasn't
no other place I'd rather be to celebrate my birthday.
Well, given the choice was either here or watching it from home, I think you're better off being here and following along with us. Chris, let's say, two teams at the bottom of the table at the moment. The Bees have had a weird 2025. They've beaten Leeds and MK here very well. Last Saturday, very flat against the Telford Tigers.
Yeah, they seem to struggle to pick off the points against the teams that you would expect them to pick the points off of, but then all of a sudden just come out clutch against the teams that, on paper, you would expect them to beat. But obviously, hockey's not played on paper, it's played on ice.
The Bristol Pitbulls are one of those teams that has beaten the Bees here this year in the hangar. They've also won one game down at the Pound. The league table going into tonight's game, well, it currently looks like this, and forgive us obviously if there's a bit of a time delay tonight. There's illnesses everywhere in regards to people being ill. One of them being producer Nick, who is trying to produce all the way from home. The league table tonight, as Nick flashes up on screen for us, the Leeds Knights now top of the league after victory over the Bees on Sunday. 55 points from 36 games. The MK Lightning still on 54. The Wildcats on 54, but they played a game more. And like we said, at the bottom, the Bees 19 points in 35 games. They're 13 points adrift of the Solway Sharks in 8th place. The Bristol Pitbulls only 5 points behind the Solway Sharks, but they have played 2 games more. Chris, the Pitbulls, the problem for them has been keeping the goals out at the other end. They've been more than capable of scoring this year. You saw that the other week when they took Peterborough apart. But I think it's a case of, especially for me, keeping the goals out and turning a few more of those shootout losses into wins.
Yeah, they need to start getting those wins in regulation, obviously. But as you said, yeah, it's the defensive consistency that really has been their Achilles heel for them. Watching their highlight packs, like their defense seems to sometimes overcommit and then sometimes undercommit. They back off from the shooter at times, and then sometimes they go all in on the shooter. It's leading to them shipping goals left, right, and centre.
And obviously the Bees, well, the problem's been the exact opposite. It's scoring goals. We saw it last week. Only the one goal against the Telford Tigers, a goal that, well, it was very dirty to say the least, with Josh Martin getting his first back as a Bee. Speaking of the Bees, your team lineup for tonight, there are a few players missing for reasons we don't quite know. But these lineup as follows: 2, Adam Rossbottom; 13, Marcus Mitchell; 15, Ty Cathcart; 16, Adam Erskine, back from injury; 18, Preston Toms; 19, Will Stead; 21, Marcel Balaz; 23, Dominic Gamai; 24, Dan Rose; 27, Josh Smith; 33, Ralph Sesenis; 71, Josh Kelly; 74, Liam Morris; 88, Josh Martin; 94, Stuart Mogg; 95, Jacob Hansen; netminders 42, Max Wright; and 45, Dean Skins. No Ollie Nags, no Ollie Hemmings-Mayer tonight. Don't know why they're not available. Roman Cathcart, we've been told, is injured, which is why he does not play this evening. Chris, the last time you were here, the Bees didn't have this many people on a roster. Now there's loads.
Yeah, I think it's like the last time I was here was the MK game, wasn't it? And
having a fair few lines, we've actually got the ability to roll 4 lines tonight.
Yeah, and we saw that night. It's like what the Bees can do when they've got the bodies, when they can roll the lines, when they can get those fresh legs out there.
I should also say no Louis Allen as well before I forget. Louis Allen, obviously, first real ice time up in Leeds. Very good performance from him tonight. Will be missed this evening. Moving on to our visitors who have their own troubles with players missing tonight. Here are your Bristol Pitbulls for the evening. Then up a 6, Reece Smetham; 7, Cameron Hamill; 10, welcome back, Josh Poole; 11, Sean Morris; 13, Dylan Webb; 19, Elliot Lewis; 23, Jacob Whitesay; 24, Tanner Butler; 39, Ben Davies; 51, Reece Cochran; 59, Ewan Hill; 71, Jay King; 73, Sam Smith; 77, Bailey Harewood; 90, Bobby Reagan; 91, Mason Lipsey; netminders 33, Tommy Napier; and also welcome back, 34, Harry Thomas. For the Pitbulls this evening, no Mitch Walensky is the big news. We're told he's ill, which is why he is not playing. And no Barry McKenzie. Mixed reports, we've been told he hasn't made the trip down from Scotland. Don't quote me on that. It's what I've been told by some Bristol players, so it could be wrong. Chris, the Pitbulls have looked good at times. Bailey Harewood obviously is now technically the top point scorer following the departure of Nick Price. He has been brilliant this year, as he was last year. Broke the 50-point barrier and also a point in the Continental Cup final for the Cardiff Devils.
Yeah, he's now obviously the guy they're going to look to score the goals, with Nick Price being offered an opportunity, as it was put in the press release, higher up the hockey food chain. One of the keys to victory here for the Bees is going to be to knock him out of the game completely, because both these teams really suffer with this problem. They have guys that can put the puck in the net, but they lack guys that do it consistently. You've got Bailey Harewood, who obviously has on the season this year, he's 52 points this year already, but there's a bit of a gap after that. I mean, I think the next person behind him is Tanner Butler on 39. For the Pitbulls, they need to start finding more consistent goal scorers, but it's the same for the Bees, because the Bees have only really got Gabai, Balaz and Will Stead at the moment, who are scoring consistently.
This game on paper could either be a real dirty, gritty 3-1 kind of game, or because it's a Friday night, be absolute car crash hockey and finish 8-7. It's really hard, personally, for me to predict what's going to happen tonight, given what these two teams have at stake. This is usually part where we'd flash up the today's games, but obviously there are none. It's a Friday night. We do have your officials for the evening, which are in the Water Wings of Power, Mr. Stephen Matthews and Mr. Hugh Poulton. So I had a chair thrown at me.
Joe's just knocked.
No, that was co-producer Thomas throwing a chair at me. Mr. Ollie Coyne and Mr. Pavel Olszak are the linesmen for your Friday night action, as Tommy Napier leads out the Bristol Pitbulls. They are in their white jerseys this evening, since we've now hit the post-Christmas shuffle around. And Max Wright is ready to go. Also, this is what the two players we haven't really talked about yet are the two important netminders for the evening. Napier and Wright both putting up very good seasons, getting better as the year goes on. Wright had a bit of a dip just before Christmas. Napier started slow, but has really started heating up and keeping the Pitbulls in games.
I think it's a case of, with both of them, when you're a netminder coming into a league, I mean, when you're an import at any position, really coming into a league, you have to adapt to the way that league plays, the way the league is reffed. I mean, we've seen it with Spadafor, who's struggled at MK at times this year with the way the league is reffed. I think it's the same for both of them. They had really, really rough starts, just adapting to the way it was here, and they've both come into their own as the season's gone on. And I mean, I rave about Max, how good Max Wright is every single time I'm up here with you.
The less said about refereeing after last weekend, the better. Obviously, Ashley Tate not banned after Sunday. He is here this evening, so is Marcel Ballas, as we both know. We have obviously just got to wait a few more minutes before tonight's game starts. So if you're joining us from home, welcome. There's lots of you tonight, rightly so. It's cold, it's not very nice outside, so here, start your weekend the right way with some National League hockey. And if you're producing it, I hope you feel better. If this works, we'll be amazed. We will go through in a lull in the game what's actually going on up here, because it's interesting.
It's the modern age, Joe, the remote working and all that.
Yes, working from home. Nick has taken it a bit too seriously this week. If this works, we'll be amazed. We've also got the man of the match votes to try and work out later. That's going to be fun. Bees fans, obviously, you'll know all about it by now. Pitbulls fans, stay tuned for the third period. As Max Wright is ready, the rest of the team are ready. We've just got to wait for a beat to drop at this point. As we're almost ready to go, your weekend starts now. And the Berkshire Bees have to take 2 points from this one if they have any chance of battling their way back into the playoffs ahead of their trip to Solway tomorrow. As Max Wright leads out the Berkshire side. We'll be back with you in about 2 minutes' time after the national anthem in your first period.
So please stop standing if you can for the playing of the national anthem.
So as I said earlier, it's Friday Night Lights if you're going by the old high school football programme from the early 2000s. Clear hearts, full minds, can't lose and all that. The Berkshire Bees take on the Bristol Pitbulls, your starting netminders for the evening. Firstly for the home side, Max Wright makes his 32nd start of the year. He's an 8.20-3 average, a 9.08 save percentage and a 4.08 goals against average. At the other end for the Bristol Pitbulls, Tommy Napier makes his 31st start of the season. He's 9.14-7 and 9.01 save percentage, 4.33 goals against average, and is probably overjoyed that the Ohio State Buckeyes won the college football championship on them earlier in the week. Chris, we said two netminders who are very important for their teams. We mentioned Bailey Hare with a forward, very important for his side. The Bees, it's going to be a case of can they get Dom Gabay and Marcel Ballas firing to the levels they were at last year over these next 3 months.
Yeah, it's going to be so key to get both of those guys in the mix, because this evening, if they can use the speed and open up enough space for those two around that Pitbull's net, I think it's going to happen.
As I said, the Bees playing tonight ahead of a very, very long bus ride up to Dumfries tomorrow for their second game of the weekend. The Pitbulls have the night off tomorrow. They're back in action at home on Sunday. Apart from one forward who is playing in South One tomorrow. So Stephen Matthews, make sure that we all get ready to go. The arm goes up in the air. And we are underway in the first period. Pitbulls win the opening draw thanks to Reece Smetham. Finds Morris. Thrown cross ice. Jacob Ransom playing D again tonight. Smith tries to find Stead. That one's behind him. Cochrane dumped into the corner. Icing signalled and called on that one in the very early first stoppage of the night.
That's a far from ideal way for the Pitbulls to get it started here. Trapped back in their own end.
It's also very interesting that Jacob Ranson is starting tonight on D when there was 16 men available on the team list that we were given. Face off to the right of Napier.
Ransom's a very versatile player. You can pretty much play him anywhere up and down the lineup.
I'm not doubting that for a second. Yeah. It's just given what's available, it's just weird to me. Morris with the puck. Loses out. Smith collects. Stead tries to find the line. That one's behind him. Gabay throws into space. Kelly steps in off the blue line. Thrown through the crease. Gabay collects. Under pressure. Turns his man. Gabay still with it. Wraparound chance. That's off a leg in front. Gets his own rebound. Fire towards goal again. That's once again off Smetham. Gabay still battling. Gets the puck back. Takes a hit. Loses out on this occasion. Pitbulls able to break out the zone. Ross Bottom over to intercept the breakout. Morris up the right hand wall. Ross Bottom doesn't get a touch on that one, and icing is called on the Bees.
That'll be a big relief for the Pitbulls there, because there was a lot of momentum, a lot of pressure building in the Bees' favour. Like just shot after shot after shot going on at Napier's net.
The other relief for the Bees is they just about completed a change before the icing call came.
Yeah.
Ballas wins the draw on that occasion. Morris tries to chip it round Reagan but can't.
We've got Sesenis out there with Ballas and Ross Bottom.
Ballas over the blue line. Thrown into space, no one in a black shirt there. That one almost dangerously turned over by the Pitbulls, but they will clear the zone. Thrown across. Lovely chance there for Bailey Harewood. Collects the puck again at the blue line. Trying to draw a man out of position. Rossbottom makes the block. Good battling effort there from Reagan.
That is something the Bees are going to have to look for there with that chance for Harewood. The Pitbulls will look to get as low as they can to go for the shot. They don't generally like to shoot from too high up. They will close the distance.
Both teams get a change in as they Pitbulls come over centre ice. Dumped in right out of his net to play it. Finds Mitchell. Kept in at the blue line. Toms around the boards. Erskine's back after missing a couple of weeks through injury. Pitbulls turn it over again. Chance saved by Wright. That one shot on goal coming from one Josh Poole. Toms. Dumps it on ahead. Icing waved off on this occasion. Clearance through centre ice. That one not on the stick of Lipsy on that occasion. Poole can't chip it on ahead. Rose gets around Lewis. Well, there's the reason why Jacob Branson's playing D. Ty Cathcart is out of his gear and is stood below us. So he was on the game sheet and did warm up.
Interesting. Must have injured him. Picked up an injury during the warm-up.
Pitbulls off the goal line. That one's off the side of the post. This time from Smith and goodbye. Close to Stead. Stead tries to battle his way over the blue line. He's stopped and loses the puck as he crosses it. Offside is called.
I think goodbye was a stride ahead of everybody there.
Drop goes the way of the Bees on this occasion. Kelly up the near side wall. Stead tips it on ahead. Foot race between Smith and Smith. That's not going to be confusing. Move down there once again. Goodbye. Turns away from Cochrane. Tries to find Stead. Bounces that one off the side of the cage. Goodbye just battling on his own. Trying to find a passing lane. Stead goes to collect the puck. Tries to find Josh Smith in front of the blue painted area. The Pitbulls are able to clear. Long stretch pass batted down by Will.
Just unfortunate for Smith there. He just had to shovel it, but just mistimed it, and close proximity of the Pitbulls defenseman kind of knocked him off as well.
Rossbottom in the corner. Spins away from Cochrane on the first occasion. Cochrane does very well to make sure he gets him eventually. Puck against the Pitbulls bench, knocked loose. And skated into the zone. Shot, well, not really shot, just sort of thrown through the zone to Reagan. Circles, tries to drop it off to Harewood. Download, misses Hill. Rossbottom gets there ahead of Reagan. No look passes it back. Rossbottom and Reagan making friends as a chance comes in. The deflection almost goes through right there. Hill with the tip in front. Bees will try and clear. Rossbottom to Sesenis. Sesenis shot off the leg of Jay King. Collects the puck himself. Uses an edge, dumps it into the corner. That'll be collected by Butler. Reagan finds Hill at the face-off dot. Just turns and fires as the Pitbulls go for a change.
Pitbulls are not really having much luck with this with these stretch passes. They're trying to fire up the centre at the moment. They're intercepted or they're taking a wrong bounce on the way through.
Foot race to the puck is going to be won by Josh Martin. He gets there ahead of Webb. Knocked loose. Mitchell jumping in, and penalty is being called on this one. No, high stick is the signal. Played with a high stick is deemed by Mr. Matthews, so we'll stay 5 on 5. Face-off will come out into the neutral zone.
Yeah, I think Balaz in front, I think. No, wrong replay.
Bees with it in neutral ice. Airskin turns, gets directions from Marcus Mitchell. Not quite the way I think they imagined it, but it's turned over to the Pitbulls. Shot comes in from Elliot Lewis, and that's up into the netting. Deflected away by Mitchell. Tick over 6 minutes gone. I'm sure I was to say Hallam Wilson has now turned up next below us as well. Face off. Pitbulls come away with it. Smetham shot. That one's another deflection and up into the netting. Lots of sticks in the shooting lane on that occasion. Smetham collects the puck. Shot from outside hash marks is easily gloved down by Wright.
It wins the face-off, but Wright was going to have that scouted all day. There was no traffic, nobody blocking the shooting lane. But the Bees have done a good job on this defensive shift so far. Kurt commented this curse incoming here of blocking those lanes and forcing the Pitbulls here to just either shoot on sight and hope that it takes a deflection or intercepting.
Other end of the ice currently. Pitbulls with it. Hamill pins the boards by Josh Smith. He's able to bring it clear. Just dumped into the opposite corner. Finds his way to Sean Morris. Cross-ice pass. That one is to take it, Cammy Hamill. Dumped in. Ranson takes it away from Morris on that occasion. Stead will be the first to jump on the puck and take it up ice. Just gets over centre ice and dumps it in, and icing is called on that one. And feels tad harsh, but no complaints really from the Bees on that occasion.
I don't think it didn't make any contact on the way through, so it's a fair call.
I think it was more the fact we stood the other side of the centre ice line. Morris finds Stead. Rossbottom carries it over centre ice, chips it on ahead. Butler beats him to the puck. Finds Reagan. Hill. Can't help it. Around the boards. Balaz collects. Lovely little move to step inside Hill. But loses out on the poke check. And that one will be icing. And again, that one also feels a little harsh on that one. And if it's just the angle we've got up here, makes it look like they're over centre ice when they're not.
Possibly. Or is it the very thin neutral zone here is throwing the officials off?
7:20 gone here in period number 1. Bees win the draw. Puck all the way back to Toms at the blue line. He'll just dump it into the corner. King will get there ahead of Rossbottom. He only as far as Morris. Balaz holds his man off, turns but can't fire on that occasion. Rossbottom again, round to Morris. Chance in front, falls to Morris. It forces a save out of Napier. He'll dive on the second one, but it's also knocked loose by Balaz. King pushes Balaz into the corner. Tries to find Sesenis lurking in the low slot. Deflected away on that occasion. Battle in the corner, Rossbottom. Drops off to Toms, he'll drop it down low. Turned over, Pitbulls will break the other way. Chipped around the hit from Butler. Mitchell is there, good work from the Bees D-man to not let the Canadian round him. Sesenis will carry it up ice, finds Rossbottom. One just behind Mogg. Offside is called, Mogg kicks it on ahead. And that could go the whole way, and it does.
Good work there from Mitchell, getting the body between him and Butler. But I mean, Butler being forced to do all the hard work there on the rush. And also at the other end, Bees win it. They draw. I think pretty much nearly all the Pitbulls that were on the ice into that corner battle, and we had Mog and Rossbottom were just out there in space. If that puck had squirmed loose, it would have been disaster.
Lipsy's shot tipped wide, and that one thrown in from the blue line is held by Wright.
The thing is for the Bees at the moment, though, is they're getting the puck down low, and they're getting into this battle behind the Pitbulls net as the shot comes in from the point and is padded away by Wright. They're getting into this battle in the corners and behind the net with the Pitbulls, and they are winning it, but they're not really getting it into the scoring areas when they've won the battle for the puck.
Dumped in by Mitchell. Pitbulls can't quite clear as Mog keeps that one in the zone. Out of its way. White say with the puck. Given time as the Bees look to change, or at least start one. 2 of the 3 forwards was swapped. Pitbulls launched at the counter, dumped into the corner by Morris. Kelly gets there first. Erskine finds Stead. Spins away from Sam Smith. Kick loose. Pitbulls the other way. Odd man rush as they come over the blue line. Chance falls nicely back to Cameron Hamill, and that shot into the glove of Wright. We're exactly halfway through the first. Still 0-0.
That's a great reaction shot there from Cameron Hamill, but Max Wright, there is traffic floating through, but Wright's got it scouted and gets the glove up.
Goodbye wins the draw and gets the return pass from Smith. Tries to step inside Cochrane but can't. Wright out of his net to play it. Off the boards, gives it to Hamill. Smith with a poke check away from him. Goodbye. Off the boards, finds Stead. Carries it over the blue line, drops it off for Goodbye. Tries to go back in front, and it's gone in! Well, this is going to be an interesting one to see on the replay. You have had a better angle of that than we have. Goodbye throws it towards goal. Will Stead crashing the net, puts it in, and the Bees are 1-0 up, 10:27.
Well, as they say, go to the net and good things will happen. But the puck is put on the net, and it takes a bounce somewhere along the line. Obviously redirects past Napier. Napier's protesting that the goal shouldn't count because the net had come off. But
well, there's the aftermath of it.
I seem to recall.
Hopefully, we'll get you the replay of that when we can. Like I said, it's going to be a bit difficult tonight with time delays and everything.
I recall a similar incident with a goal against goal v Swindon for the Pitbulls recently, where the net mysteriously came off as a player was cutting across the front. I shall say no more.
Reagan tries to throw it into the slot. Hill finds Harewood. Harewood chance saved by Max Wright. Stead credited with his 20th of the season. His shootout goals do not count. And Dom Goodbye, point number 51 for the year. And a further assist. And a further assist to Max Wright.
The ever rare goalie assist.
Max Wright with an assist. I'm going to say it. Adam Erskine has been absolutely robbed on that one.
Yep.
Pitbulls win the draw. That bounces over the stick of Butler. To the neutral zone. Lovely pass. Reagan just loses out as he tries to cut inside from Mog. Pitbulls able to recover. Try and regain position. Harewood. Martin tries to pin him against the boards. Puck cleared out the zone. Finds Mitchell. And that one is going to be iced.
Max Wright on the previous play coming up with a big save for the Bees as well. Like, that was Harewood's, I think, best chance of the game so far. Few feet out, clear line of sight on net. Nothing really between, nothing but him versus Wright, and Wright comes up on top in that scenario.
Face off won by the Pitbulls. Thanks to Mason Lipsy. Back to the blue line. That one almost hits Stuart Mog in the head. He has to duck out the way of that one. Manages to play the puck onto Josh Martin. Pull. Loses out in that battle, and he's going to lose that physical battle every day of the week, bless him. lovely player, but never going to win that fight. Mitchell with a big hit on Elliot Lewis.
There's a little bit of afters as well with Dylan Webb.
Paul with a lovely move to cut inside Sesenis. See, picky battles, that one much better. Sesenis takes it away from Dylan Webb, crashes towards the front of the net, saved by Napier. And the net has come off again on that occasion.
I suspect right now Napier is being told this happens again. Delay of game call.
Depends. Face off to his right, won by the Beast. Sesenis snaps a shot on goal. That's in and out of the glove of Napier on that occasion. Pitbulls will clear it up ice. Morris tries to grab it but can't. And that one will go for icing once more. Here is the goal. There's the drop pass to goodbye. And Napier does kick it off.
Does it hit Stead's stick?
I don't know. No, I don't know if Stead scores.
There is his stick does kind of make a motion in the direction of the net, but I don't know how much of that's just the momentum of him falling.
Bees chance thrown into the corner by Morris. Sesenis takes a hit from Cochrane. Knocks the puck loose. High flip up the ice. That will get the Pitbulls get a change in. No, icing is going to be called on that one. That one feels a little harsh.
This is bad for the Pitbulls right here, right now, because still trapped in their own zone. Then need to get those fresh legs on because they're being forced here to send the change that they're in the middle of trying to get done off.
What they need is for just Napier to make a save. I mean, they are going to get Ewan Hill on the ice, so that's at least one change.
Yep.
And he'll win the draw, and then they give him a warning. Okay. Bees win the draw. Back to Stead. That one will come out the zone. Paul chips it on the head. That will let the Pitbulls change the other four players as Ewan Hill stays out. Thought he'd been a bit tired. Goodbye.
I think Hill might have beaten the change on the icing call.
Ranson under pressure from Hamill. 3-on-1 in terms of white shirts. And Jacob Ranson does not draw a penalty on that one, or does he?
He does.
He does.
Yes.
Yeah, Ranson had the puck and the whistle is blown. Okay. Yeah. 13:03. The Pitbulls head to the box. Cameron Hamill. No.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, Hamill.
No, Hamill's gone to the bench.
Oh. Somebody went in the box.
No, Hamill went to the bench. No one is in the box.
No. Oh, okay.
Holding the stick is called. I'm telling you, I think it's on the Bees.
I
No one knows what's going on. Yes, Jacob Ranson is being called for holding the stick. I told you it was when Ranson played the puck.
Yeah.
13:03. Jacob Ranson sitting 2 minutes for holding the stick, and the Pitbulls go on the man advantage.
Because there was.
But it's when
Hamill's stick was tucked under Ransom, but I couldn't see whether it was under his arm or.
The Bees play the puck and the whistle went.
Yeah.
32 goals of the season for the Pitbulls on the power play. 22.86 success rate. The Bees penalty kill has given up 24 goals on the year, a 78.95 success rate. Held in the corner, Lipsy and Morris, and Goodbye still beats them all as Kelly clears the puck. So for all that confusion, the Pitbulls are on the man advantage. And all that, I said, the producer's not here, it's a bit of an issue. Harewood. Back to the blue line, shot almost gets a tip in front there from Sean Morris, right able to make the save.
Pitbulls, especially Harewood, instantly enjoying that extra bit of space that the man advantage is affording Harewood, working it round low and getting it back up to the point so that the shot can come in.
Face off won by the Pitbulls and Mason Lipsy. Harewood collects the puck, chips it lovely down low to Reece Smith, and that one off the side of the net and wide. Played into the corner, Kelly. Pinned in, Lipsy tries to clear it, well, only as far as Ballas. Ballas fancies his chances, 2-on-2 the other way. Drops it off. Dan Rose will snap the chance. That one over the glove of Napier and all the way out to the other side. Ballas able to get it round Harewood. Finds Rose again. Not on this occasion. One deep play with the high stick, but the Bees touch up first. Foot race to the puck. Ballas gets there ahead of Smetham. This will kill more valuable time here for the Bees. 40 seconds left on the man advantage for the Pitbulls. Harewood. He's got 6 power play goals this season for the Pitbulls, and you can see why with mitts like that, as he almost gets through the Bees. Liam Morris there with the poke check, sets Goodbye away. Goodbye tries to get around Hamill, tries to shovel one in short side, but can't. Pitbulls over centre ice again. That one is going to be offside. It's Cochrane just mistiming the launch over the blue line. Should stay neutral zone, I would say, with 16 seconds to go before Ransom rejoins the game.
And as I said, the Pitbulls were enjoying the extra space. The Bees there enjoying it. Goodbye with an absolute beast of a penalty kill forecheck there.
Goodbye wins the draw. Mitchell will just throw it up ice. So again, will kill the majority of the penalty. The Bees do have to worry about the man out the box. Time ticks down, by 5 minutes left in the first. Pass up the near side. Chance for Cochrane. I thought the whistle went even before the shot came in, but it didn't. Hearing things in the rink. White makes the save regardless. Goodbye wins the draw. Ranson round the back of the net. Finds back to the coach. Steps over the blue line, just fires one. That one takes a deflection by the looks of it. Off the Pitbulls D-man in front. Almost wrong foot Napier. Pitbulls the other way. 3-on-2. Lovely little move again, but Smetham drop pass only finds Kelly. Goodbye tips on the head to wash out any icing call. Stead intercepts the pass. Down low. Josh Smith back to Stead. That one blocked in front by Sean Morris. Ranson winds up, fires, tip, takes it wide of the net on this occasion from Stead. Pitbulls will look to clear. Don't get it past the blue line. Stead keeps that one in. Smith will give chase. Evades the hit from Cochrane, but Cochrane does a very good job of keeping hold of the puck. Dump into Wright's glove. He'll leave that for Kelly as both teams get a change in. Balance. Carries up the near side wall. Sesenis finds Ross bottom. Offside washed off. And Pitbulls able to clear. Glove down by Morris. Steps away from Harewood. Gets centre ice. That one turned over again. Pitbulls the other way. They can use the speed on this occasion. Played across to Harewood. That one just behind them off a deflection. Lewis played into the centre of the zone. Toms clears. And the Bees can break here. 3-on-1. Rossbottom. Ballas tries to find Rossbottom again. Brilliant save, Tommy Napier.
Napier just comes out to meet him, gets the glove there. But
we'd love to bring you a replay of that one, but
it'll be in the highlight pack.
Annika will make sure it's in there, won't you, Annika? Yep, thumbs up. Tip in front, takes it wide of the net. 3 minutes and change remaining. Martin takes it away at the Pitbulls blue line. Pass thrown back to him. Got his first goal on his return to the Bees last Saturday against Telford. Rose spins away from Whitesay. Whitesay does a good job of collecting a loose puck before Erskine can get there. Erskine again, lovely little move. Tries to get away. And a penalty is called. And it looks like this one is going to be on the Pitbulls.
Yep.
Holding is signalled. Referee Stephen Matthews, 17-17 time of the penalty. We'll wait and see who the culprit is. Oops, Still didn't see a shirt number there. 17-17, 2 it's for Holland. We'll wait for the penalty to go on the clock. It's Mason Lipsey with that one. Bees on a power play this year, 30 goals on the season, a 20% success rate. The Pitbulls penalty kill has given up 55 on the year, 69.61 success rate. You take a lot of penalty kills, a league leading 181. Goodbye. Down low. Back to goodbye.
Key here for the Bees is going to be to move it at speed as Senis winds up and fires it wide.
Senis, back to goodbye. Goodbye with a chance. That one takes a couple of deflections, but Napier has the glove there and it falls into the basket. You wanted speed. That was slow to start with.
That was slow, but the Bees did build the traffic in front of the net, and that's what you need in this situation. But Napier, good to see it, able to see the puck all the way through all that traffic that the Bees were building in front of the net. But they do need to move it quicker.
Pitbulls win the draw. Cochran can't clear it and then dumps Balaz into the boards. Tries to fire back across to Senis and the Pitbulls can break the other way. 2-on-2. Chance blocked by Goodbye. Shot came in from Smithson. And Goodbye will start the rush the other way. Finds Balaz. Tries to go back to Goodbye. It's into the zone. Stead. Works his way back to the point. Goodbye. Tries to draw a man out of position. Balance. Tries to cut the angle down. Shot blocked. Stead tries to find Ross Bottom. That one is cleared. Senis loses the handle. That one goes out the zone. 40 seconds left on the Lipsey penalty. Balance. Space. Chance. That one's into the glove of Napier. He'll hold on. He did try and move the puck quick to clear him, but whistle a bit faster than he was on that occasion.
About 33 seconds left here for the Bees to try and do something with this power play.
Bees win the draw. Morris thrown down low. That one evades Martin. King rings around the boards, bounce off of one of the doors. Almost dangerous. Morris finds Rose. Back to Mogg. Steps in, fires. That one saved by Napier again as we into the final minute of the first. And the final 10 seconds of the power play as that one is thrown in front and put home for a second of the night for the Bees. 19:07. And I didn't even see who scored.
I think it might have been Josh Martin.
It looks like it's Josh Martin again.
Yeah.
Oh, it might be Josh Smith. It's the other Josh.
Yep.
I recognise that beard.
It was a Josh. Yeah, puck gets put on the net, takes a deflection in front. Off who, we're not sure yet. Here we go. Nick, that's the wrong camera. And we see the aftermath.
Yeah. Face off one by the Bees. Kelly with the puck. I think it's Josh with Kelly. Poor pass on that occasion. Just rolled off the stick. Smetham. Drop back to the blue line. Cochran. That one turned over to Balaz again. Stead. Back to Balaz. Balaz chance. That one takes a deflection off Reece Cochran front. And that one up to the netting.
As is confirmed by the PA, scored by Josh Smith.
Josh Smith's first goal of the season, which means Annika gets to use the goal graphic for the first time this year. It's a beauty. Stuart Mogg with the assist. I don't know if there was a second one on that one. I couldn't quite hear it. Mogg's 16th point of the year. And the third assist does go to Josh Martin. So Chris was partially right. Josh Martin was involved.
Josh Martin was involved somehow.
Smetham with the puck. Dumped in by the Pitbulls. Kelly is the first to collect it. That one not cleared. Sean Morris loses out to Stead, but does a brilliant job of battling back to get the puck back under control. Balaz turns, fires up ice. That one will bounce towards Napier's net, and that should do it for the first period. Well, it's a first period. The Bees lead 2-0. It's been fairly even, but more chances at the far end of the rink from where we're stood, and 2 goals that, well, we'd love to bring you further comment on, but we haven't seen either of them.
A lot of guesswork on our part.
A lot of guesswork on our part tonight. The Bees 2-0 up. They've had a lot of zone time and a lot of pressure. They've not generated maybe too many chances, but they've been something they weren't last week, which is clinical.
Yeah, no, they have not been. I mean, this is the thing is every game I've done with you this year, like it's always been a case of the Bees are the ones countering. The Bees are the ones not really dominating the zone time. Tonight, the Bees are the ones controlling the neutral zone. They're controlling the play in the other end. They're winning the puck battles down by the boards. And at this end, they're not letting the Pitbulls get settled. They're not letting them get set up for the shot. There seems to be at least 2 Bees players for every Pitbull player when the puck appears on a Pitbull player's stick.
Well, you can't see it, but the clock has just broken at centre ice, so we'll get that back working soon, because everything's going wrong tonight.
Everything's going wrong.
Well, time to go grab yourself a cuppa. We'll be back with you with the second period in about 15 minutes' time. Welcome back to the hangar. We think we haven't broken it. It's the TSI World Berkshire Bees 2, the Bristol Pitbulls 0. At the start of the second period. Goals in that first period coming from Will Stead and Josh Smith. We don't know if there is a stats page ready to go. No, there isn't. Shots on goal in the first period. There were 9 on Tommy Napier. 9 on Max Wright and 11 on Tommy Napier in the Pitbulls net. It's a whole bit of mad rush. We're going to come back play a minute before the period break ends, but hey ho, that's what we do. Chris, our first period, the Bees obviously, they're going to be pleased with 2-0. 2 goals that can best be described as scrappy.
Yep, scrappy as anything. So scrappy, in fact, that we didn't really know.
We still don't know how they've got in.
All we do know is they went in and they counted. But yeah, scrappy. But as I always say though, it's my favourite quote: 2-0 lead is the worst lead in hockey. The Bees have now got to navigate that somehow to begin this period. They've got to go out and get that third goal, try and get that insurance marker, try and set them up for the rest of this period.
Early icing call once again. Pitbulls win the draw. Back to the blue line. Cochrane, shot towards goal. That one off the backboards. And we'll go round to Stead. Morris, thrown towards goal. Takes deflection, goes wide. Sam Smith at the blue line. Cochrane again, winds up, fires. That one into the B on Max Wright's chest, and he'll hold on for another stoppage.
Pitbulls early on here, finding a way now to move the puck around, get these shots in from high up at the point. They were really struggling just to try and get any kind of a settled setup throughout the whole of the first period, but they've managed to. Seems like they've so far early on they've adapted things. It's only 30 seconds in, obviously, but they've adapted things so far to allow that in this period.
See how long it goes ahead as the Bees win the draw. Mogg finds Sacernis. Through the penalty area. Back to Sacernis. He avoids Harewood. Thrown behind the net. Pitbulls recover. King doesn't get that under control. Punching down from the blue line was Mitchell. He gets the puck back. Shot bit high. Muzzle Ballas has to duck once again. Mogg winds up. Slap pass down low. Bounce off the boards. Pitbulls read it well. They do not clear. Ballas can't get there ahead of Harewood. And he finds Rossbottom. Sacernis from the goal line. Rossbottom loses possession of the puck. Pitbulls can't break. Rossbottom collects at the Pitbulls blue line. That pass behind Sacernis. Good work from Harewood once more. Gets away from Mogg and Ballas. Sets Butler away. Butler shot, steps over the blue line, is off the blocker of Wright and away. Wrap around chance and goal for the Pitbulls. They didn't give up and they've got a brilliant start to this second period. 21-31.
Tanner Butler does it all himself here. Fires the shot in on
No, we haven't got replays.
Oh, okay, sorry.
That's what I'm just saying. Keep talking.
Keep talking. You can edit that out.
There's no point looking at that. There's no replay coming.
I'm living in hope. Anyway, yeah. Butler collects his own rebound, wrap around on Wright, squeezes it in, puts the Pitbulls back on the board.
Tanner Butler with his 12th of the season. Point number 40 for the year for the D-man. And a goal so nice we can't bring you a replay of it. Check the highlights out on Tuesday. Bees over the blue line. Martin.
Where Annika will have to do her best to edit my butchered description.
No, she won't.
You'll just mute me, right, Annika? Oh, no. Okay.
Butler from Harewood and Hill is the Pitbulls' first goal as the Bees turn it over once again. Butler is bumped off the puck by Rose on that occasion. Finds Harewood. Harewood back to King. Butler almost was shaping up for it again. Fired off the boards. Hill collected by Harewood. King. Shot takes a deflection. That will flutter into the corner. Around the boards and the Bees. A bit of shock and awe at the moment as they will ice the puck on that occasion.
The Bees are now having the same struggle that the Pitbulls had in the first period. They're now trapped in their own end, unable to win a board battle to try and get the puck out and break out.
Bees win the draw. Davies down low. Lovely little move from Lewis. Gets away from one Bees D-man. Pinned to the boards by Morris on the second attempt to escape. Good pressure again from the Pitbulls as they eventually lose the puck as it evades the reach of Reagan. Erskine dumps it in. The Bees will get a change. Davis off the skate of Goodbye. Bees lucky to get away with the too many men call there. Goodbye. Will bring it up ice himself and will skate straight at Jacob White. Say Goodbye. Uses the man as a screen, and that one into the glove of Napier. Oh, we think we have a goal. Here it is. Tanner Butler, wrap around off of Wright's right leg and into the net. People thought this stream was a circus before. Well, the clowns are running it now. Bees win the draw. Goodbye. Oh, sorry, Smith can't get ahead of Hamill, but Goodbye does. Stead in a battle with Sean Morris in the corner. Comes loose to Smith. Loses out to Smith. Not confusing at all. Goodbye. Finds Stead. Bees getting the cycle going. Goodbye. Below the goal line. No look. Throws it back to Kelly. Kelly's shot. Save Napier and in and out of the glove. Pitbulls swarm all over it. Smith and lovely little kick hit the puck between the legs to himself. Pitbulls over the blue line. Shot from Morris, saved by Wright. Kelly first to the loose puck. Thrown to Stead. Tipped off a Pitbull stick. That will wash out the icing call. Cochrane collects. Off the plexi, straight to Josh Kelly. Turned and fired on. Dangerous kick from Cochrane. That gives it straight to Ballas. Ballas in on goal. Lovely despairing dive from Sam Smith. Breaks up the pass. Mogg down low. Ballas tries to go for the tip. That one not very well directed. Goes into the corner. Harewood collects the puck. Loses out to Rossbottom. Rossbottom cuts inside Sam Smith. Then loses out as he falls on the puck. And Harewood will take it the other way for the Pitbulls. 3-on-3. Harewood up the right-hand wall. Mogg for company. He'll take it around himself. Entire lap of the zone and eventually takes it out the zone. Good pressure from Marcel Ballas. Butler. Up ice. Harewood. Lovely little move. Another one sets Hill in and forces another save out of Wright.
Back and forth period of play there. Chances at both ends. Harewood driving the play for the Pitbulls. Ballas and Goodbye driving the play here at the other end for the Bees. Ewan Hill there with a little sneak up the middle, released by Harewood. Just him and Wright, and Wright just has to get down and make the save.
Face off, one by the Pitbulls. Shot, that one goes through right again. Bailey Harewood with his arms in the air. It's a deflection in front. And from 2-0, we're all tied up again. 2-all, 25-10.
One straight from the training ground, straight off the face-off, back to Harewood, and he just releases it.
Quick as you like, short side on right.
There's a bit of a screen. Right, I think right. You could argue from the rear angle, right could see it, but it's all just reaction time. And Bailey Harewood there, the reaction time of Harewood beats Wright's reaction time.
Not liking that face off, so we'll go again.
I think it Martin and Reagan on the far side.
Making friends.
Yep.
Puck thrown around the boards. Harewood collects. Avoids the hit from Martin. It is all Pitbulls. Smith over the blue line, finds Butler. Shot save from right. Harewood from Hill is the Pitbulls' second goal. Harewood. With the puck again. Awkward looking tumble there for Dan Rose, but he's able to clear the zone. Butler tipped on ahead by Hill as the Pitbulls go for a change. Morris gets over centre ice, dumps it in. That will let the Bees get a line change in. White say with the puck. High flip. Lots of black shirts on the ice. Puck out of play. The Bees will somehow get away with it and get another one that could have been called too many men on another night.
I think by the time it reached the Bees bench area, it was already over the glass and into the bench, so definitely a lucky escape on that one.
Pitbulls win the draw. Webb around the boards, finds Lewis. Under pressure from Josh Smith, turns the puck over. Goodbye. Chance, that one's into the glove of Napier. He'll hold on this occasion. The Bees just looking to get something going.
Right now, Napier's really denying the opportunity to get something going because they're not getting any rebounds out of these opportunities. They're all going high glove side and they're all being saved by Napier.
Are you having fun there, Andy?
As the Pitbulls dump the puck out and back out into the Bees bench again.
We're making do with what we can here tonight, folks. Have you ever tried training someone in TV production on the fly? It's interesting. Face off to the left of Napier, won by Stead. Stead able to battle his way through Mason Lipsey. He looks for a pass, no one there. Pitbulls collect the loose puck. Lewis off the boards to Poole. Turns it over. Stead loses out to Lewis on the back check. To Lipsey, sorry, on the back check. Goodbye, collects the puck. Fired up the wall to Smith and to Dylan Webb. Pitbulls over the blue line. It's 3-on-2. Chance for Lewis. Save right. Another chance in front. This time Josh Poole forces another save out of Max Wright.
Bees seemingly struggling at the moment with their own breakout attempts. That leads to a turnover here that releases Poole and Lewis in on close range on right.
One-way traffic to start the second.
The momentum has completely shifted here. In the first period, as we say, the Bees were the ones who had, I mean, the shot count obviously doesn't tell the whole story, but it looked like the Bees had the majority of the offensive ice time, and so far this period, it's completely shifted the other way.
Pitbulls win the draw. Smith, shot, kicked aside by Wright, sees it late and sees it nonetheless. Ross bottom. Finds Sesenis, quickly sandwiched there. Good work from Sam Smith once more. Sesenis spins away from Cochrane below the goal line. And again, like a matador on this occasion, gets past Smetham. Can't complete it the fourth time of asking. Causes a turnover. Puck finds Cameron Hamill. Hamill in, all alone, off into the glove of Wright. Big save at a big moment for the Bees.
That is a huge moment and a huge save for the Bees. Hamill in all alone, and Sesenis unfortunately just ended up skating himself into literally skated himself into a corner, and eventually you're going to hit wall, and he just ran out of space there, which forces a turnover and releases Hamill. Bees just couldn't find a way to give him support there, really, in that scenario.
7:25 gone in the second. Bees win the draw. Martin, lovely pass just off the tape of Erskine. Pitbulls all clear to neutral ice. Dumped into the corner. Harewood, the man back to collect. Harewood, round 1, round 2, round 3, and luckily forced wide. Bounce off of the side of the bench. Butler under pressure, does a brilliant job of clearing it. Erskine was in. Bees over the blue line. Martin drops it off. Rose wasn't expecting it. No look past and no one in a black shirt. Ewan Hill this time will clear. Harewood collects 3-on-2 the other way for the Pitbulls. Harewood poked away by Toms, I think. Yep, I'm sticking with Toms.
Yep.
Hill. Fired through the zone. Luckily picked off that time by Morris. Bees the other way now. Erskine over the blue line. Shot deflected by Davis. Back to Rose. He takes the shot. Saved by Napier. And that is naughty from Ewan Hill. And now Ewan Hill and Wilstead are going to throw some nuts. And a linesman very happy to jump in there all too early. 28-41. 5 each for fighting.
Yep. Don't know if Hill's going to get an additional here for the contact prior to that.
Well, it's interesting. I think the Pitbulls are calling for a too many men call as Rose took the shot.
I was about to mention that, yes.
But even
Rose,
in that scenario...
Well, the thing is Rose looked like he was heading back to the bench, realised the puck was coming to him, turned and went to fire it.
I will say this, on that occasion, there was only 5 black shirts, though.
Yes.
The man didn't come off the bench.
No.
Rose is still entitled to take the shot, so it does feel a little overreaction.
Yes.
But obviously, the fact the Bees should have been called for that twice earlier in the period is probably what has set that off.
Yes.
We'll see what happens. It's 28-41 the time penalties anyway. It's Ewan Hill for the Pitbulls and Wilstead. It's definitely going to be 5 each for fighting. Whether there's any additional, we'll wait and see.
I mean, I think if it's going to be any additionals, it's going to be probably 2 for elbows.
Does look like some. I think that's just something being passed through to Ewan Hill there in the box. I mean, probably just going to get called 5 and 5, but we've been wrong in the past.
No, I think it's going to be 5 and 5.
Neutral zone. Here we go. Yeah, Ewan Hill and Wilstead will both sit 5 each for fighting. Neutral zone face-off will stay 5 on 5.
A little bit of confusion now, I think, from the Bees as to who was going to be on the second defensive role there.
Pitbulls win the draw. Smith up the right-hand wall. Icing waved off, right out of his net to play it. Little chip. All the way around to Cochrane at the blue line. Shot towards goal. Right, gets it eventually. Didn't look comfortable on that one, but still makes the save. Bees win the draw. Pitbulls quickly recover though. That one passed behind a forward and the Bees come the other way. 4 on 3. Chance fired over. Brilliant save from Napier again. Mog on the drop pass off the shoulder of Napier. Goodbye, round the back of the net. Cochrane does his best to haul him down. That's going to draw a penalty. And the Bees are going to head to the man advantage. Cochrane does not agree with that call, and I won't say what he's just said on microphone. 29-26, the Bees head to the man advantage.
I am sorry, that's a penalty all day. But I mean, it was a play he had to make. He was down on the ice, desperately trying to stop his man get away with the puck, and sometimes you just have to take the penalty like that.
2 minutes for tripping on Reece Cochrane. Sesenis, shot, save, Napier into the glove, he catches it the second time, we're asking Martin loses the stick as he gets stick lifted by King.
For a second there I was like, what? Josh, you can't fight the goalie.
Are you sure about that?
I mean, true. You can fight the goalie, but I don't think the goalie was looking for a fight at that moment.
Face off to Napier's left, won by Balaz, it's Sesenis. Return pass from Goodbye. Slide across to Balaz. Balaz shot, that's off the mask of Napier. And the whistle goes.
I think there's either call for a high stick or a cross check there as well from one of the...
No, but Butler and Martin are making friends with each other in front of the net. Josh, we've seen this Bees power play for the last month or so. Sticking a big body in front of the goal and be hard to move. When it comes to that, Josh Martin is probably the best option on the team.
It is something the Bees, before Josh Martin got here, it was something the Bees were missing.
He's in the draw again. Martin again makes himself known in front of the net. As Goodbye snaps a shot into the chest of Napier. He'll hold on once more. Jay King pointing out to Tommy Napier that his mask is not fixed correctly.
Safety first.
Yep, protect your goalie at all costs. Pitbulls able to change forwards. Beans win the draw again. Rossbottom back to Goodbye. Morris comes out to meet him. Balaz. Martin and Jay King once again in front of the net. King doing his best to shove him out as Rossbottom collects the puck. Sesenis back to Goodbye. Balaz winds up, fires into the back of the net. Steps in off the face-off dots and rips one past Napier. The Bees retake the lead, 30-07. Balaz is 25th of the year.
Bees move it around, and that body in front, Martin here, is the key. Balaz shoots straight down the line of the screen, and it just over that glove. They've been going glove high on Napier all evening, and finally one of them has gone in.
Point number 50 for the season for Marcel Balaz.
Also, we got a replay.
Good work, Andy. Have a cookie.
We use the positive reinforcement method in our training.
Next time it's stick. Hockey stick. Pitbulls with the puck.
We've got one up here. Don't.
It's been given to Josh Martin. Of course it has. Josh Martin's second goal of the year. Assisted by Marcel Balaz and Dominic Goodbye. More fine point chiseling from the coach.
So that is a 1+1 evening for Josh Martin so far.
And more importantly, .394 for Dom Goodbye. 6 more to go for 400. It's an exclusive club for the Bees. Now I've said that, we'll get injured. Pitbulls win the draw. Round the boards, Hamill. Under pressure from Rossbottom. Smith meets him in the corner. Balaz's no-look pass is straight to Reece Cochrane, who will immediately set Hamill away. Over the blue line, tries to find Harewood, stopped by Mitchell. Loose puck, collected by Sesenis, finds Balaz. Over the blue line, throws it to Rossbottom. Rossbottom tries to draw Smith out of position. Sesenis. To Rossbottom again. He's trying to cycle the puck here in the corner. Balaz loses out to Cochrane on that occasion. Cleared up the wall. Collected, shot towards goal by Erskine. Saved by Napier. Icing waved off as both Erskine and Mitchell tried to play it. Right out of his net. Gets there first.
He had Hamill closing as well. A bit nervous there as the Pitbulls make the break on the attack, but it's blown for offside.
It was offside. Elliot Lewis has jumped off the bench on the change. Josh Martin not happy with the fact that even though the whistles went, the Pitbulls still shot the puck. I mean, now there's more exchanges going.
Right now it's one of those situations where don't give in to the provocation. Keep your head. It's only a 1-goal lead. You've got to restore that 2-goal lead. At the moment.
So neutral zone face off. Everyone calms down. Bees win the draw. Attempted clearance blocked. Morris loses out on the puck on this occasion. The Bees bring it the other way. Liam Morris turns away from Davies. Martin. Thrown towards goal, not particularly in a dangerous method. Josh Martin tries to throw a hit on Jacob Whitesay and definitely comes off the worst. Whitesay laughing as he goes over the blue line. Erskine tries to clear, picked off by Sean Morris. Drops it off, Davies gets a return pass and mishandles it, and the Bees can break. 3-on-3 as they cross the blue line. Chance for Ransom, that one well blocked by Whitesay. Rose loses out. Whitesay again tries to clear it, loses out to Rose. Loose puck finally collected by the Pitbulls. Sean Morris. That one, again, probably another too many main call. The Bees need to really tighten up on these line changes. It's cleared up the wall, and there's a lovely bit of space for Dom Gabai. Gabai in, fakes out a move, brilliant poke check, Napier. Gabai round the back of the net, and another poke check, this time from Bobby Reagan, to prevent the wraparound.
Pitbull's doing a wonderful job there, just collapsing in as the shot comes in from Smith.
Napier saves and clears back to the blue line, and Mogg, Gabai. Shot, tip, Smith rolling up his back, falls, Ranson shot blocked, another chance, that one fired over, Gabai collects the puck, pushed aside by Whitesay, and a slash is going to be called there. Whitesay on the second go is going to be called for slashing, 33-18.
Pressure, and that builds more pressure here on pressure that was already building, but Dongabai almost there with a wraparound, but good presence in mind from the Pitbulls defence there to just collapse in, close off that lane, did not allow him to get that wraparound on the post.
The Pitbulls were swarming for the first 10 minutes of this period, and now the Bees really ramping it up in the last few.
Pendulum is just swinging back in the opposite direction.
Face off to Napier's right, held up in the linesman's skates. Finally knocked loose, Rossbottom collects. Back to the blue line. Goodbye, has to just throw it down low. Martin leaves it for Balaz. Goodbye. Finds Balaz again, Rossbottom. Acres of space, that one off the shoulder of Napier. Sean Morris just punches it clear. Balaz again, lovely block by Butler. His clearance is taken away by Rossbottom. Balaz tries to turn the fire and just fires it off of Jay King. They'll have another go. Lovely pass back to Goodbye the blue line. Winds up, fires that one off the shoulder. Napier holds it and then hits out at Josh Martin.
I think Martin went digging for it as a helmet's gone flying now.
Protect your goalie, lads. You're actually causing him more harm.
Napier just looks like he's just like, well, this is my life now.
Well, Martin and Butler are going to the boxes.
Senis now and
Senis and Harewood. It's all fun and games, isn't it?
Yeah.
34-02.
There's one thing Ralph Senis knows how to do. It's make friends and wind up the opposition.
Purely by existing half the time. This will probably be 2 each, maybe more, who knows?
Bit of a blow, bit of a blow for these any kind of power play opportunity that may
the man advantage, but maybe outside the zone.
Well, there's
nothing on the clock, which makes me think it's coincidentals for Martin and Butler. Here we go. Pitbulls penalties. Tanner Butler and Josh Martin. 2 minutes. 2 minutes for roughing is the call. Tony Redmond getting an explanation on it from Stephen Matthews.
So from the Pitbulls perspective, getting Martin out of that power play right now, that is a win in a way, because
is it a win when his replacement is Will Stead?
And I was about to say you have lost Tanner Butler in the process of that as well, but we could see it. Martin was very, very effective during during the power plays we've seen him out there. That presence in front of the net has just been driving Napier and the rest of the Pitbulls defence up the wall, culminating in what we just witnessed.
Bees finally able to bring it out from behind their own net. Stead gets over centre ice, dumps it in. It'll go round the boards. Ross Bottom collects. Goodbye. Down to Balaz. Thrown off the net to Ross Bottom. Balaz. Good puck movement again. The Bees finally moving it with a bit of speed. Ross Bottom. Finds his way to Balaz. Sasenis winds up, fires, kicked away by Napier. Balaz tries to find Ross Bottom, trickling puck. Ross Bottom collects it, shovels it wide of the net to Balaz again.
22 seconds left.
Goodbye. Fires it through the zone. That's off the stick of Napier and into the body of Rhys Cochran. Brilliantly gloved down by Balaz, I must say. Chance kicked aside by Napier. And Hamill completes the job, and that will do it for the penalty. Brilliant killing from the Pitbulls.
And if that had bounced in another direction, an inch or two in a different direction, that might have been bouncing in offstead. But that was a solid minute of penalty, 2 minutes of penalty killing there from the Pitbulls.
He's still with it. Thrown across ice towards Stead again. Battle at the blue line. Stead comes away with it. Finds Rose. Chip behind Whitesay. Stead round King. Thrown off the side of the net and almost in off Napier. Erskine. Finds Mitchell. Shot blocked by Whitesay. Morris can't get past Mitchell. Lipsy clears the blue. Chip back in. Whitesay under pressure from Rose. Lovely little move to spin away from him. Thrown up ice, and icing will be called on that one. 3:45 remaining in the second period.
It's a lot of pressure right now being heaped on this heaped on the net here at the Pitbulls end. Napier's got to be saying to his forwards and D-men, I need some fire support here, boys. I need you to try and get it out of here without it icing it.
Icing waved off as Sean Morris beats out on a horrible, well, I was going to say horrible way to get the puck from Josh Kelly. Took too far, went the wrong way. The shot comes in from the blue line from King, held by Wright. The Pitbulls will get both the line change and the zone.
Well, as I say, it works. It gets the puck all the way down the other end of the ice where they want it right now.
Face off, won by the Bees. Kelly able to get there ahead of Lipsy. Long cross-ice pass. Smith able to get a tip on it, washes out the icing call. Goodbye. Collects the clearance from Napier. Loses a tyre as he tries to evade Lewis. Finds Smith. Turned over to Cochran. Off the boards, Morris beats Lewis to the puck. Goodbye. That one cleared by Hill. Morris will get there first. Stead. Lovely move to get inside one. Drops it off. Mitchell, sorry, Wilstead, I should say, is the man who crashed onto the net and nearly got the shot away. Hill up the right hand wall. Lovely little move from Ewan Hill. Gets inside one. Chance. Wright doesn't know where it is. He's got it covered, we think. Lovely from Ewan Hill. Threw it into Harewood. And Max Wright does enough to keep it out the net.
That was a lovely move by Ewan Hill. Just down, out, and then cuts inside. Tries to go 5-hole, I think, on Wright, but Wright just gets the pads down in time and thinks he has it covered up. It's one of those scenarios where you think you're hoping the goalie's got it, and then you're waiting for the red light to come on behind him.
Bees come over the draw again. Mogg to Rossbottom. Long stretch pass, misses Sesenis. Smith is there. Lipson over to King. Ballas. Again to Rossbottom over the blue line. Wait from Sam Smith. In behind the net. Lipsy able to bring it away. Finds Hamill. Cross ice to Harewood. Not quite to take. Mogg does a good job getting away from him, but only to Mason Lipsy. Harewood loses that one. Bees will just flip it into the corner. That one will be iced. 1:50 remaining in the second period. It's been eventful. Face off on by the Pitbulls. Back to Butler. That one straight off the B on Max Wright's chest. He'll hold on.
That will allow the Bees to get some fresh legs on. Looks like they're only trading a couple of bodies here. We've got Mitchell and Morris have come on for Toms and Mogg.
Pitbulls win the draw. Lose out. Ballas to Sesenis. Throwing cross ice into the corner. Ballas and White say over to battle for it. Collected by Lipsy. Rossbottom gets the puck. Rossbottom with a chance. Swarmed by white shirts. Lipsy able to clear. Hamill spins away from Morris. Stands on the puck, unfortunately for him. Morris finds Sesenis. Plays himself into a bit of trouble again. Luckily, Josh Martin is there. Martin and White say. Martin gets there first. White say clears it though. Harewood, final minute of the second. Lovely move from Harewood. Quickly stopped by Marcus Mitchell. Cleared it cross ice. Hamill, that one bounces through the wicket to Dan Rose. Ewan Hill into the zone. Shot blocked. Another chance. Brilliant finish, Ewan Hill. The first shot is blocked. And you can hear the pipe ping as he rips it home. 39-17, tie game.
Right, see it here. Mogg tries to block the shot. But he just, I think it.
It's off the post.
I think the puck catches him in the skate. And then it rebounds to Hill, and Hill's able to get a second chance at it.
Yeah, that's it. That is a blocked shot, Chris.
Yes, obviously.
43 seconds to go, and it looks like we're going to be heading for a tied game through 40 minutes. Ewan Hill from Harewood, and we'll wait and see what the second assist was. Harewood and Hamill get the assist on that one. Turned over, Josh Smith in on goal, into the glove of Napier. Brilliant save from Reece Cochran. Goodbye had the goal at his mercy. And Reece Cochran bails out Napier as he's bumped by Smith. There's more going on. This is not going to be a very nice end to the period. Bristol win with a chance. And the play stopped with 3 seconds to go.
So in the space of 10 seconds there.
Two penalties penalties called on Reece Cochran here. And it looks like Josh Kelly for the Bees. There's the Cochran save for you. You just missed it. You were looking the other way.
Sorry.
39-57.
Just trying to see if anything was happening on the wing. Yeah, I think Napier was a little bit aggrieved as well at the contact there with Smith closing the net, but what a save by Cochrane there.
Don't get me wrong, Smith went in with a lot of heat on that one.
Yeah.
Maybe got a little too close and even got even closer to Napier. I don't think the goal would have stood anyway. For me, it wouldn't have done.
Well, I think something the Bees have picked up on is the fact that, as we saw earlier with the Josh Martin thing, he doesn't like it. He's not liking it at the moment when the Bees are getting close. It's got him a little bit rattled, I think, and they're trying to play up to that.
Well, that will do it for a second period that has been full of everything. The Pitbulls battle back from 2-0 down, thanks to goals from Tanner Butler and Bailey Harewood to tie it up. Josh Martin credited with the third for the Bees, for Ewan Hill with a lovely post finish to tie it up at 3-3 after 40 minutes. Penalties there at the end. Josh Kelly and Reece Cochrane both sit 2 minutes for roughing. We'll say 5-on-5. There's lots of chatting going on between the benches.
Yeah, interesting.
This game has got everything to play for in the last, 20 minutes.
It's interesting. The refs have asked one bench to go while the other waits, and now the Pitbulls are going to leave.
It's going to be a very interesting last 20. And Cameron Hamill still ended up walking through the bench, the door where the Bees are meant to be going off of. So that really worked. Yeah. Well, we're going to take a break. We might have a man in the match vote for you tonight. We don't know just yet. So bear with us.
All we know is whoever I pick, it will be wrong.
We'll be back with the third and possibly final period in about 15 minutes' time. Welcome back to the hangar for the third and possibly final period of tonight's game. Apologies for the little delay there. We're still trying to sort out tech issues. We're having a producer who is very, very sick. Stats of that second period. Shots on goal, there were 17 on Max Wright and 21 on Tommy Napier. There were lots of shots. I'm not sure there were that many, but we'll put it down to generous shot counters this evening.
I think that might be the collective.
Yes. That's for the period.
Oh wow.
Collectively on the night, it's 33 on Napier and 26 on Wright. Lots of penalties in that period as well. Kelly and Cochrane sitting to each roughing at the end of the period in what is a 3-3 game. A very intense 20 minutes, a very intense last 5 minutes, thanks to some very well-worked goals by the Pitbulls.
And tensions rising at the end of that second period as well.
And also on that stats page, one of the producers up here is filling in, but Jacob White Say is a goal scorer. Learn the difference between 24 and 23. Annika's taking the blame for that one.
I know we couldn't see a couple of goal scorers earlier this evening.
Yes.
It's now gone to the nth degree.
So 5-on-5 to start the period. And what is yet another close game here at the hangar. The Pitbulls will be looking for more of the same in that period. Well, more of the first 5 and the last 5 minutes, I should clarify for Pitbulls fans watching at home. Very good in that second period. They need to keep it going. And a fast start here. If they get 2 goals again, it's game over.
They need to come out exactly the same way they came out at the beginning of the second. They need to hit the Bees hard. They need to hit them fast. And they need to strike first. They need to get their nose in front. Same realistically for the Bees. The Bees need more of the way they came out in the first period than they did in the second.
They can't afford another slow start as they win the opening puck drop. Mog Willett finds Mitchell. The ball's tipped ahead by Smith, only into a Pitbulls defender. Finds its way to Mitchell, can't clear the zone, kept in on this occasion by Morris. Instead, lets it roll away from him slightly, falls to Josh Smith, who clears it into the Pitbulls zone. Hamill tries to go off the boards, only finds goodbye. Brilliant tie-up, draws a penalty. Wilstead's drawn a penalty there, so it's going to be an early power play advantage for the Bees. Toms with a shot, and that one's off of the backboards. Morris with a stickler to get it away from Smetham. The Pitbulls finally touch it up. 2 minutes tripping is the call, 40-54. The Bees will head back to the man advantage.
Well, we talked about the way that both teams were going to start this period. This is definitely not the way the Pitbulls would have wanted to start this period. However, I will point out, for both teams, we've gone a minute without either side icing the puck, which I believe was...
now you've done it. Cameron Hamill sits 2 minutes per tripping. Bees, you feel, really need a goal at this point as they lose the draw, and the Pitbulls break with Bailey Harewood. One man to beat in Ralph Sesenis. Sesenis does enough to force Harewood away from goal.
That's great back checking there by Sesenis. Just gets the stick in, doesn't really allow him to control it very well, doesn't allow him to get the shot off and forces it to the corner.
I'll ask you this question now so you've got a minute to think about it.
Yep.
Thoughts on 5 forward power play units? Personally, I do not like the fact that you are so open at the back with people who aren't very defensively minded.
I think it's a situation by situation kind of deal. I know obviously you don't set lines in that way, but I think if you're up against a team where you feel confident in your forwards to cover things defensively and you're not going to have turnovers caused by poke checks at the blue line, maybe something to go for, but I do like having at least one defenseman out there, I must admit, with that defensive responsibility.
Sends with a shot block. Ballas back over the blue line. Finds the Latvian forward. Tries to cut an angle down. Goodbye. Shot through traffic and into the net! We had a bird's eye view straight down the lane on that one. And it's fired through everyone. Beats the glove of Napier and in. Dom Goodbye with goal number 17. 42-03. Andy, what have you done?
Andy's killed the camera, but Goodbye has the screen splits here. Goodbye has a clear line of sight down the middle, looking straight at Napier. He gets the pad down and the glove there, but it just squeaks by and into the back of the net.
Count it down with us, 3-9-5. Pitbulls with it, tipped on ahead. Met by Kelly, gets her ahead of Smith and Hamill. Good battle there with Josh Smith. Stead clears the zone. Butler, very good. Move to evade Goodbye. Morris over the blue line. Shot deflected wide from the right. Stead.
There was a scenario where having that forward at the blue line pays off.
Goodbye from Sesenis and Ballas is the Bees' 4th goal. As the Pitbulls clear, Morg will just take centre ice and clear it into the Pitbull zone as the Bees go for a change.
I think the other thing that has been mentioned with that discussion as well is the fact that when you load up with forwards on one power play unit, you are diminishing the scoring ability that you're putting out on your second power play unit.
Morris to Rossbottom. Cuts inside, leaves it for Ballas. Lovely move. Ballas shot that one, blocked up into the netting by Reece Cochran. Face-off will stay inside.
He's riding the momentum here at the moment. They're pretty much allowed to move quite freely on that play there. Close the space, get the shot off. And I think they'll take the face-off in this scenario.
Bees win the draw. Lovely chance there for Morris. That one's fired wide. Pitbulls first to the loose puck.
I don't think Napier was really expecting the shot to come back quickly.
I don't think he saw it until it was almost on him. Morris loses the puck. 3-on-2 the other way for the Pitbulls. Harewood tries to draw Sesenis out of position. Pass back to Cochran, batted away by Morris. Harewood leaves the puck. No one there in a white shirt. Good work from Reagan to get back in it, but he's pushed off the puck by Marcus Mitchell. Both teams get changes in, or at least partial ones. Morris finally put under pressure by Reagan. Lovely feed up the far side wall. Shot into the zone is blocked. Harewood there to collect it. Davis, the man with the block. Ranson now playing forward, giving a bit of energy to this third line. Harewood tries to dance inside, poked away by Rose, and Ranson will get on his horse. Tries to wait, finds Mogg. Stuart Mogg chance, kicked aside Napier. Pitbulls with it. chance for Lewis. Saved by Wright. Trying to shovel it in short side on the blocker. Rose off the boards. Icing waved off as Davis is deemed able to play it. Risky cross-ice pass pays off on that occasion, but misplayed by Lewis as he comes over the blue line. Whitesay. Finds Paul. Pushed ahead. Goodbye reads that one. It's a pass through to Smeton. Turned over. Goodbye. With 2 men on him. Still gets a shot on goal. That goes off of Napier and into the netting. And face off a stay inside.
I think right now what we're seeing is the Pitbulls are struggling a little bit with, I mean, it's been the case all night. They've really struggled with, they're struggling with the ice surface. They're looking for space that isn't there. As the shot comes in front of the net from Goodbye.
Stead gets a shot away. Saved by Napier. Bounce takes it almost into the slot. Lovely kick saved by Smith. Probably a high stick there on the second go around.
Yep.
Pitbulls will try and break out. That pass is behind Smith. Does a brilliant job of battling back into it. 4 on 3 for the men in white. Hamill tries to draw Kelly out of position. Throws it down low. Morris and Morris meeting the corner.
I think it's moves like that by Smith or where they play keepy-uppy before the game, aside from the warm-up exercises it gives them.
Kelly finds Smith. Little pass to Stead. Gets his pocket picked by Smeton and then collides with Goodbye. Somehow that worked out in the Bees' favour, and I'm not sure how. Ross Bodden. Stead just hammers it into the zone. We complete the line change. Napier out of his net to play. 13:40 remaining. Lovely move once again from Harewood. Dances round 2. Balaz able to get the puck off him and just clear the blue. Harewood again. Winds up, fires, kicked aside by Wright. Mitchell. Finds Sesenis. Off the boards and clear. Finds Balaz. He's pushed aside by King. That gives Cochrane enough time to get the loose puck ahead of him. Turned over again by the Pitbulls. Mitchell finds Balaz. Forcing his Napier to at least watch the puck as it goes through painted area. Mogg with a chance in front. Saved by the American once again. Thrown into the corner. Icing is called as Mogg beats Reagan to it.
As we're seeing here now, I talked about it earlier on about if you neutralise Harewood, if you isolate him, it's going to take him out of the game, and he's being forced there to operate alone. The Bees kind of leaving him not with really any option other than to fire the puck on the net. Not really giving him any outlet lanes at the moment.
Face off will be to the left of Napier on this occasion. Pitbulls win the draw. Round the boards it goes, cleared up to Reagan, bounces away from him, Toms is there. It's the return pass from Morris. Off the boards, played ahead by Ranson. Carried over the blue line by Martin. Martin at the corner, 2 players collide. Martin tried to find Ranson. Pitbulls do a good job of reading that pass. Cleared up ice. Icing should be waved off, and it is as Toms gets there first. Takes a hit from Cochrane. Ranson to Rose. Martin just chips it on ahead. Bees go for a change. Napier around his net to play it. Pitbulls loading up the left-hand side of the ice. Creates a lot of space. Elliot Lewis into the zone. Blows a tyre as he comes to Stead. Goodbye. Evades a hit from Whitesay, not the one from Lipsey. Back to the blue line. Lipsey will take it up ice, gets centre ice and dumps it on the head. Mogg just happy to let time tick down. Leaves it for goodbye. Smith tips it on ahead. Wilstead is the only man in the black shirt and gets there first. He loses his footing under contact from Webb. No penalty, rightly so on that one, I feel I should say. Mock clears the zone. Stead carries it over the blue line. Just throws it on net. Napier pushes it aside. Puck up ice to Smeton. No tip on that one, and we'll go the length of the way back. The Pitbulls seem to be loading up this, well, on camera, the far side wall here with 4 players, and just hoping it creates space, but no one seems really keen to skate into it.
No, they're really struggling at the moment to just connect those passes coming out of it. The Bees have the lanes just completely clogged at the moment, and it's just choking off any kind of a chance at getting any offense in the final third of the rink.
Rossbottom loses an edge into a corner. That could have been nasty. Luckily, the Pitbulls D-man back there pulled out of the hit because he saw it coming. That was good work like that, at least. Mitchell up to Balaz, tipped on ahead. Butler gets there first. Around the boards it comes to Hamill. Now, here's the space for the Pitbulls. Bouncing puck goes over the stick of Smeton. It was almost well worked there by Morris. Gets the puck back himself. Under pressure from Morris. Rossbottom comes and takes it away. Rossbottom leaves it for Sasenis. Dumped down low. Mishandled there. That's Harewood collect the puck. Harewood is going to skate at players. Shot off the blocker of Wright on this occasion. Tries to go back to the blue line. Shot blocked once again by Dan Rose. Another shot saved by Wright. Loose, cleared by Toms. Sasenis with the, well, I thought it was a stick lift. It's going to be called a slash on Ralph Sasenis. Harewood with the puck. Delayed penalty on the call. And Ralph Sasenis called 2 minutes for slashing. 50-27. And the Pitbulls have a chance to tie the game up.
It's a bit of an aggressive stick lift, I must say, from Ralph there.
Very.
Yes. I think at the moment, I think the Pitbulls trainer is out on the ice taking a look at
Tommy Napier.
At the moment, Pitbulls also, Tony Redmond, I think, just taking the opportunity to use this as a kind of de facto timeout, much the same as Ashley Tate did earlier. But the Pitbulls are struggling with one of those things that you just have to hope for, which is they're not really getting much, they're not getting much puck luck at the moment with where these bounces are going. Like they're getting the passes through, but it always just bounces in the wrong direction off the stick, or the guy's on his backhand and not in the right position to do anything with it. And they've really got to hope that breaks on this power play here.
Napier is back in the net. The Pitbulls ready to go. The Bees are getting ready as we wait for the officials. Not sure what the conversation was about there. So, Pitbulls man advantage.
Probably something along the lines of it wasn't a slash, it was just a very gentle tap. No, it was a slash.
It was a slash, yes. Harewood behind the Bees net. Michigan, question mark? Nope. Butler. That pass well read by Stead. Good battle from Lipsy there, but it is cleared by Mogg on the follow-up. Napier thought about coming for the puck, but left it there. So maybe the American is hurt. We don't know. Harewood can't get past Goodbye, and that will let the Slovak through. Goodbye fires a shot quickly on as the Pitbulls bear down. It's blocked aside by Napier.
He didn't look in any discomfort when he made that save.
Nope. No. Butler. Shot saved by Wright. He'll hold on. Took under 9 minutes to go in period number 3.
Not much of a screen going on for that one there, though, for Butler. Butler's attempt. Wright's going to see that all day and have that saved.
I think the shot was a bit too quick for them to get a screen set up on that occasion. It was fairly rapid as they came over the blue line.
I think that's been one of the things, though, is that the Pitbulls are just being forced to just fire as quickly as possible and hope that it generates a rebound or hope that it generates a face-off. Or possibly goes in.
Bees win the draw. Moggs attempted clearance blocked by Smetham, but it falls round to Rose. He will get it out the zone. Harewood, who is very much the power play quarterback, tries to draw a penalty on Ballas, instead able to just clear it. Will it be kept in the zone? No, it won't. Butler gets there though, ahead of Rose. Thrown back to Harewood. Saved by Wright, almost wrong-footed himself. Kelly is there to clear. Napier does come out to play it.
Before that, even with the call for the penalty aside, Hazard did a really good job there of just backing him into that corner by the wall.
Pass there from Butler behind the two forwards. Harewood under pressure from Stead. Butler effectively gave it to Goodbye and he's able to clear. Stead will get there in the corner. He's going to be quite happy to pin it behind the goal and kill a few more seconds on the Sesenis minor.
20 seconds left on that minor.
Instead, still with the puck. Finally knocked loose by the Pitbulls. And now they will try and break fast. Morris can't. Well, Morris beats Lewis to the puck. And again, I'm not sure this works out rather well, lads. You've pinned the puck against the Bees penalty box door. Now it's knocked loose just as time expires. Ballas away from Hamill. Dropped off to Rossbottom. Back to Ballas. Shot saved. Napier loose. Rossbottom gets his stick lift from behind. Couldn't quite see who it was on that occasion. But brilliant work as it's dumped in and iced. Reece Cochran, another bit of fantastic defensive work there.
Absolutely fantastic work there from Cochran. Just denying that, getting that stick lift in, because it looked like that had squirmed loose and Rossbottom was about to make it 5.
Face off to Napier's right.
The Bees PK, they basically made that the Pitbulls power play counter-attack hockey, which you don't expect to see on the power play. They did not let them get set up. Everything was out to the neutral zone and having to work their way back in.
Cochran, over to King. Pass to Hamill, he will chip in. Mitchell there to collect, finds Rossbottom. Gets in Rice, play a game of dumpins at this shift. Napier comes out to play it. Pitbulls try and counter. Good block by Dan Rose. Offside is called, not a trip. Sesenis obviously as the trailing forward, not making it back over the blue line. Neutral zone face off on this one. 6:40 remaining in period number 3. And that one will be iced again.
If you're the Bees right now, you're possibly happy to watch the Pitbulls ice it all day long at this point. But Pitbulls still, they can't get through the neutral zone. They can't get these passes even with the build up on one side of the rink. They just can't get them through.
Only takes a minute. Rose to the front of the nets. Tried to avoid Napier on that one. Rightly so. Lipsy the other way. Cuts inside Toms. Shot fired over from Hill. Rose collects the puck ahead of Smetham. Gets center ice, throws it towards goal. Napier leaves it for Smetham. Harewood. One man you don't want to be giving space to. He tries to get past Liam Morris. Morris loses a stick in the process. Lovely move from Harewood to cut inside Goodbye. Doesn't work the second time, unfortunately. Goodbye evades Hamill. Over to Ransom, gets a return pass. Over the blue line, Dom Goodbye. Lap of the zone, finds Liam Morris wide open at the top of it. Shot through traffic, blocked in front. Stead on the rebound, fires wide. Harewood stands on the puck. We'll say he meant it. Skates at Kelly, drops it off. Shot comes in, off the blocker right, bouncing puck. Harewood went for a header. Shot in, fired in. What has gone on there? The goal is given. That was car crash hockey at its finest. It's 4-all, 54-49.
Kelly and Harewood go up for it. It's back to the point, and then just a rocket.
It's Reece Cochran.
From Reece Cochran.
Obviously the Bees don't like it, but it's Josh Kelly, the man in the net. That's the thing.
Harewood as
Morris
well.
is also pleading his case. I think
Harewood as well got a face full of Kelly's glove. In the middle
Kenny
of all
has
that.
tried to bat it clear, and Harewood has gone. Harewood has clearly watched too many Arsenal games this season and has gone at the back stick and tried to nod it home. Reece Cochran with the goal, 54-49. Assist to the Arsenal set piece coach. Not how Tony Redmond would have drawn it up, but we'll take it. And I was about to say, it only takes a minute, and there we go. We're back to 4-all.
Well, this is the thing. Max Wright's seen nearly everything they've thrown at him all evening. When a goalie's dialed in like that, you kind of have to capitalise on chaos around the net to score a goal. So the shot comes in.
Sasenis into the glove of Napier. 4:44 remaining in period number 3.
I was struggling there with the fact that I don't want to call it a garbage goal because it was a beautiful bullet down the middle from Reece Cochran.
I think if Wright wasn't impeded by his own defenseman, that goal doesn't go in.
Yeah.
But situations and all that, it's a perfectly good goal. Yeah. And we're back level. Just what we wanted on a Friday night. Right. Overtime, potentially.
with long train journeys home for both of us.
Face off to Napier's right. Bees win the draw. Mitchell pinching in. Leaves it for Rossbottom. Moves it out to Lipsy. Battle behind the net. Ballas comes away with it. Tied up. Pitbulls break. Who says anything about overtime? There's still plenty of time for this to be decided in 60. And momentum is all one way for now. Ballas can't clear. Lipsy dumps it in. Mitchell tries back to Rossbottom. Ballas over the blue line, cuts inside, tries to find Rossbottom again. Rossbottom gets a shot away, that's off the shoulder of Napier. Pitbull's attempted clearance blocked by Sasenis. Loses the handle on the puck. Still able to find Morris. Get over centre ice, dump it in. Rose collects. Finds Sasenis, tries to step inside Hill, but can't. Harewood into the corner. 2 men for company. Toms gets there first and just pushes it into empty space. Morris. High flick to get it out the zone. Sean Morris. 4 black shirts around him. Still battles his way to the goal line. Leaves it for Hill. All the way back to the blue line. Ranson can't get there first. Shot wider than net on this occasion. Back round it comes. That one's deflected high and wide. And falls nicely for Liam Morris, who will clear. Bees try and get a change in. Risky pass, not quite to Ranson. Pitbulls into the zone. Shot into the glove of Wright from Harewood. You can just feel the tension ramping up a little bit more.
Yeah, like we've said, the one man you do not want to give space to right here, but Harewood, straight down the middle. There's no screen, so Wright's going to see it all day long and get the glove there in position. But at the same time, you still do not want to take the chance with a player like Harewood in that much space.
He's able to clear. Smith carried over centre ice. We play a bit of dump and chase. Stead is there on the opposite wing. Gets it back to Smith. Pitbulls clear as it bounces over the stick of Mogg. Ice can be waved off, right out of his net to play it. Risky pass as it finds its way to Kelly. Stead collects. Gets centre ice. Lovely feed. Josh Smith into the glove of Napier. He'll hold on. 2-12.
Brilliant vision there by Stead to see probably out the corner of his eye that Smith was totally unmarked, in space. But Napier just gets the glove. Napier knows they're going high on his glove every single time. He knows where they're going to put it. He's putting the glove there.
Bees with the draw. Mogg just rings into the corner and will go all the way. Kelly. Glove down by Harewood. Final 2 minutes of the third. Puck into space. Mogg beats Hill to it. Send it back to the Pitbulls blue line. The Pitbulls are up for this now. King. Gets at the right hand side. Pucked by Goodbye. Goodbye tries to cut inside King. King does very well to block that off. Morris just gets it away from Harewood. Butler, 90 seconds. Up the far side wall, Morris kicks it on the head. Icing is going to be called on that one, and that is harsh. 1:21 to go.
Definite. Not what you want right now if you're the Bristol Pitbulls. 1:21 left at the icing call.
They are going. No, they're not allowed to change. They are told to go back, despite the protestations.
Ballas, Sesenis is right behind Ballas, waiting for that direct pass back, probably for the one-timer.
He's come over the draw. Ballas into the corner. Rossbottom battling with Hill. Butler clears. Round comes Morris. Just gets it over the blue line, and that's the important bit for the Pitbulls. They can get at least partial change, and they get one D-man on anyway as the puck is passed up to Ballas. Gets round King. Shot fired through the zone at the other side. Morris keeps it in. Towards goal. Tip from Rossbottom. Nowhere in the right direction. Ballas is under a minute to go. Back to Sesenis. Winds up. Fires. Napier has to reach for it, and it just misses the right-hand post. Pitbulls the other way. Over the blue line. Drop pass. Fired wide. Back to blue line. Wind up. Fire. Deflection. Bouncing puck again. Morris loses out. Ballas will chip it on ahead. Smith is there to play it for the Pitbulls. 24 seconds to go. Could we see yet another buzzer beater? I don't think so with that. Stead. Spins away from Lipsy. Coughs it up. Lipsy shot blocked by Mogg. Sesenis turns, fires. Cochrane goes to play it. That one is going to be called icing with 4.5 to go. Cochrane definitely made a play for the puck, is what Morris is pleading to the linesman. Will go unheard. The Bees simply have to win this draw. You cannot give the Pitbulls a chance to get a shot away.
But for the Pitbulls, with 4.5 seconds left, this is set piece time. This is from the training ground time. You've got to win the and see it.
And
there,
they do win the draw. Shot blocked, and Sesenis will just launch it clear, and the buzzer goes. Friday night bonus hockey. Yeah. We go to overtime here in the hangar. So a quick chat at the benches, sort out your lines for 3-on-3, and then we'll go again. The Pitbulls have lost the most overtime games in the league this year with 7. But they are very, very hard working to battle their way back into games to get them to overtime. We said about converting chances. Well, they've got one now.
Yep. Oh dear.
It's all right, we're trying to sort the clock out.
There
Flash, break the stream.
Yep.
It'll work itself out in eventually.
Have you tried turning off another one?
Really, you want us to turn the stream off now? Okay.
No.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Let's see if it works.
So, 5 minutes 3-on-3. Netminders take their places. The buzzer goes as we get ready to go. Goodbye, Mog and Stead, the first 3 men out for the Bees.
See, this was going to be my question to you based off of our little power play question earlier.
2 and 1.
Do you load up for Bear?
2 and 1.
Yeah?
Smetham, Butler and Harewood for the Pitbulls. Here we go. 5 minutes or less. Next goal wins. Goodbye wins the draw. And the Bees will look to set up. Goodbye over the blue line. Tries to get inside Butler. Does. Not where he wanted. Instead, gets shoved off the puck by Harewood, and the Pitbulls can go 3 on 2 the other way. This could be over very quickly. Bailey Harewood, chance! Bailey Harewood holding it a bit too long, and eventually it falls to Stuart Mock. After all of that, Harewood turns, looks for an angle. Pass back to Smetham, who carries it out the zone. Harewood just maybe waiting a little too long. Morris on for Goodbye. Oh, sorry, Morris on for Mog, sorry. Lost him in the weave. Chance, that's off the blocker right and away. Morris shovels it out to Stead. Lovely stretch pass. Goodbye, 1-on-1. Butler draped all over him. And it's gone, was saved again. Pitbulls just clear. Both teams will try and change. Sesenis, Morris and Balaz for the Bees. Hill is out. I think that's Jay King directing traffic for the Pitbulls at the blue line. Can't see who the third man is. Apologies from our terrible camera. It's Cam Hamill. Sesenis, shot. That one's into the glove of Napier. Hill hold on, and it's eventually blown. 3:35 to go.
Well, it looked like it was going to potentially be all over there, but Harewood just hesitates too long, and eventually the puck is forcibly turned over from him.
Bees win the draw. Mog. Balaz with a chance. That one fired well wide. Sesenis pushed out the zone and off the puck. Pitbulls break. Cam Hamill. Brilliant dive from Mog. Hamill again into the cover right. Save. Bouncing puck. Bounces wide. Max Wright's a hero again. How?
Max Wright with just the clutchest of clutch saves in that scenario. And big up to Stuart Mogg as well. Getting the stick in there, even though he's down on the ice, getting the stick in, sweeping, trying to stop that play.
2 minutes on his stick in Chris Beale. Ow.
Oh, sorry.
He's just elbowed me in the chest.
Sorry,
Lipsy with the puck. Morris on the poke check. Down low, that's off the skate of Lipsy into the corner. Sesenis is there first. He's got a little bit of room, spins away from Lipsy. Not quite sure what to do. He'll leave it for Morris and skate to the bench.
Ralph's looking for like the perfect avenue up the ice, and the Pitbulls right now are parking at least 2 men at the line, making sure that they can't.
Morris, Rose and Rossbottom for the Bees. As Rose carries it up the wall. Into the corner, drops it off Morris, winds up. That one saved by Napier, he lets it fall. Chance of the stretch pass and the breakaway. Lipsy under pressure from Morris. Lipsy on the backhand save right again.
Morris there in close
Please
attention.
don't reenact the spin move.
Sorry. I'm sorry. But at least it wasn't any lower. Morris there though in close attention, forcing Lipsy to stop up, think about it, go for the spinorama on the backhand instead of on the forehand. It comes straight out to Stead though, and he'll be released.
Stead 1-on-1. Here comes Mog for company. Stead towards the front of the net. Napier makes the save. Mog unable to bat it out of mid-air on that occasion. Does get the puck off of Harewood though.
I've got Goodbye here back at the point.
Harewood battling with Stead. Leaves it for Butler. 2 minutes remaining in overtime. Pitbulls over the blue line. Butler, we've seen him pull off one worldie. He's going for it again. He's mishandled the puck on that occasion on the backhand. And Goodbye will skate it out the zone. Goodbye looking for an option. Crouch block from Harewood. Goodbye. Tries to shovel it in near side on Napier. Napier says no. Back to Morris at the blue line.
1:30 left.
Goodbye. With space. Mostly no clear shooting lane. He'll just skate it out the zone and let everyone reset. Gets to his own blue line. Cuts back in. Goodbye on his own. Chance off the blocker of Napier. King loses out to Goodbye. Does a brilliant job of getting it back off him though. Finds Harewood. Harewood at speed over the blue line. Mogg, brilliant poke check. Tries to set Sesenis away. Final minute of overtime. Sesenis waits, tries to bait out a change. He might have done it successfully. Sesenis winds up, fires, saved by Napier. He'll hold on, 49 seconds to go.
Good draw there from Sesenis, just backing it up, making them think that he was backing all the way off so they could get a change in, and then just because it really does look like Ralph's looking for that just up the middle drive, just try and put it in the top corner.
Mogg fired from no man's land, saved by Napier. Shot not on target, was very high.
44 seconds
44.4.
44.4 to be precise.
Face off to Napier's left. One by Balaz and immediately blown dead. Everyone resets again. Balaz wins the draw off Hill. Cochrane gets there first and lets Hill go. Hill and Hamill, Mogg and Sesenis. It's you and Hill with a chance. That one blocked by Mogg. He'll go back to Sesenis. Sesenis, if he threads the needle here, there's a chance. Balaz calls for it off the wall. That's brilliant. Balaz into the zone, gets immediately stopped. Pitbulls the other way. Hamill tries to cut inside. Morris can't. 15 seconds to go. Buzzer beater territory. Sesenis winds up, fires, deflected off the stick of Hill. Pitbulls, are they going to go for it? No, we're going to get your tickets. It's time for the National Lottery. We're going to a penalty shootout. Don't they know we've got trains to catch?
No, apparently not.
So who is going to step up and be a hero now?
Bonus hockey time.
65 minutes couldn't separate them. And we now go to as far as we can go. Best of 5, quickly training fill-in producers in how to do the penalty shootouts. It's always good when you're being told what to do by a 10-year-old, 11-year-old. Sorry, Thomas. Act your age, not your shoe size. So here we go. 5 on 5. Wait and see who's going first. I never can tell with these.
Flipping a coin.
They do it on coin tosses here.
Yeah.
Because why not? The Bees are 1-1 in shootouts here this year. They beat the Wildcats. They lost to the Lightning.
And the Pitbulls, I believe, lost their last game in a shootout.
To the Sheffield Steel Dogs on Sunday. The Bees are shooting first, I believe, is what has just been announced. So we'll wait and see who is up first. It's Ralph Sesenis.
With Wright and Napier having made so many big saves all evening, the focus is all on them here.
Who's going to be a hero? Sesenis collects the puck and skates in. And threads the needle! 5-hole on Napier. If only we had replays tonight. It's 1-0. Cameron Hamill, first up for the Pitbulls. We will try and get you replays of these in the week. Annika's going to have her work cut out for her on Monday. Cameron Hamill, 1-on-1 versus Max Wright. He's looked good so far tonight, and that's why. Very quick release there from the man from Northern Ireland. Marcel Balaz steps up. 1-1. Balaz v Napier. Napier almost got the first one. Balaz weaving around, and that one is fired well wide. Never looked confident on that one. Bailey Harewood up, shooter number 2 for the Pitbulls.
Well, the one guy you don't want to give space to has an entire offensive zone of space to work with here.
1-on-1, Harewood versus Wright. That is simply disgusting. And Bailey Harewood shushing the crowd, which we've been told before is an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Dominic Goodbye for the Bees.
I don't think it counts in a shootout situation.
Well, I have seen a Leeds night. Bailey Conger last year got called for it. Goodbye. Steps in Napier. Napier is just standing his men up and not falling for any deeks. Mason Lipsey for the Pitbulls. Advantage visitors. We said they needed an overtime winner, and this could be it now. Advantage with the visitors. Lipsey skates in at speed at right. That one is fired wide. 2-1 after 3. The Bees need a goal. Shooter number 4, Will Stead. Stead scored the shootout winner against the Swindon Wildcats. What's he got this time? He's got the same move again! And does the Cole Palmer celebration. Oh, that's minus points. He's a Man United fan as well. Why is he doing a Chelsea player's celebration? Ewan Hill for the Pitbulls. At the moment, we're all tied up. Hill, he's got 2 on the night already. And into the glove of Wright, who holds on. Sudden death, here we go. Josh Smith steps out for the Bees. Smith has scored in regulation. Can he be the hero for the Bees right now? He loses the handle on the puck, and that means it's win or go home for Rhys Smetham. I will finally settle on a way of pronouncing it. I haven't made my mind up yet. Smetham to be the hero for the Pitbulls. Skates in 1-on-1. Game stays alive. Went for the backhand, just rolled up the stick. And now we swap round. The Pitbulls will go first. The Bees will have the advantage now of knowing what they need to do. Pitbulls go first. You can now have repeat shooters. Something we've never had to really do on these before. Bailey Harewood out again. He's 1 for 1 already. What's the next move? It's a man who must have several of these in his back pocket. And that one does not work. Wright makes the save. So it's advantage Bees. They score it all over. And Ralph Sasenis has the game on his stick. Latvian skates it, almost loses the puck immediately. Sasenis draws Napier out. And gets it in! 2 for 2! He thinks he's Cole Palmer as well, but it's more important. It's 2 points for the Berkshire Bees.
Outweights Napier, goes on the backhand, and it's just into the net.
What a game on a Friday night we've had here this evening. The Bees take the win 5-4 in a shootout. It's gone the distance. Annika's forgotten she's supposed to be downstairs. what a performance that has been from both teams this evening. And it's that man again, Ralph Sesenis, being the hero. So we will have the man of the matches for you shortly. Once the shootout lines are finished. We've got no music. There we go, Danny's found the song. And Chris is singing along.
Yep. What have we got?
You okay here? You're talking to yourself.
Yeah, sorry.
Man of the matches for both teams. The Bristol Pitbulls, they're also in action on Sunday. They have the Milton Keynes Lightning at home. Obviously, make sure you go to that one. Those games are usually always crackers, especially at the Pound. I will do obviously my bit to plug the away team. Might as well. These, just what you want on a Friday night, and a shootout win, it goes the distance. Good news, lads, you've got to be on a bus in 8 hours. Andy, are you going this time? No, thought not.
Presuming Storm Aylwin doesn't curtail.
Well, the game is still on at the moment. Fife, obviously, that one has been called off. We're working on the basis that we have got a game against the Solway Sharks tomorrow. I don't know if Andy Glenn's watching tonight, but go enjoy the stream. You don't have to put it with me that time. Man of the matches, first for the Bristol Pitbulls. Hopefully the message has gotten through to Ice side. Stanley finally remembers what the score was. Man of the match for the Bristol Pitbulls. Obviously we would have a vote, but because of various illnesses and various tech issues, we can't do that this evening. So come back next time in March, we'll do that.
Yeah. So we went with the old system.
The old system. Man of the match for the Bristol Pitbulls, Ewan Hill. A very good night for the forward. You could have picked a lot of people for this Bristol team. They've all had a very good game.
Oh, yeah.
Reece Cochran as well, Bailey Harewood, disgusting. But Ewan Hill worked his absolute socks off this evening.
Yeah, like night and day from the player I remember seeing about a season ago when he was a Red Hawk.
For 5 minutes.
Yes. But, you know, drove offensive play, created opportunities, set Harewood up for one of his opportunities. Yeah, like absolutely brilliant night for Ewan Hill.
Well, Pitbulls fans, thanks for joining us this evening. Obviously on the stream. And don't forget, you've got one more trip here this year, Sunday the 9th of March, a much more civilised 6 o'clock start time on a Sunday. Goodie. We'll obviously be back with you for that one too. Please make your way, obviously, to the rink if you can, or watch it on the stream. We don't complain either way. As there's still words being exchanged between Bailey Harewood and the Bees. We have the shirt off the back. There's lots of presentations tonight as well, which is horrendous. Marcel Balaz's shirt off the back. I believe there's a couple of sticks as well. So this is just what you wanted when you trained in 10 minutes.
Yep. As like I said to you, as long as I can get back to central London, I'm good. I've got options. You've got to get to the south coast.
Yeah, this is going to be fun for me.
Yeah.
And annoyingly, our driver has to close the stream down. Man of the match for the Bees. We're skipping all the presentations. Again, lots of possible winners tonight. But I think in the end, you kind of have to give it to the shootout winner.
Yeah.
Ralph Sesenis, a goal, well, 2 in the shootouts to win the game. Obviously, some players will feel robbed there, but there's so many you could have picked tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Sesenis, the hero on the evening. And his prize, obviously, is a lovely trip to Dumfries.
Yeah. I mean, my personal pick would have been Josh Martin, 1+1 on the night.
Former Stratton Red Hawk.
Former Stratton Red Hawk, of course. Caused absolute chaos on the power play, sat himself in front. Yeah.
Well, Rouse is off with a signed hat. Ever the showman. And can't clear a...
To be fair, if that's the only thing that's off target for him this evening, that's okay.
Well, the Bees will go for the lap of honour to the fans that have stayed this evening.
I think he's lost part of his helmet.
No, that came off afterwards. I don't know if he's realised there's something down the face.
I think his visor's gone.
Things have happened, that's all we'll say. The Bees, like I said, they're going to Solway tomorrow for a lovely game against the Solway Sharks, the 4th game in the series of the year. The Bees will have Max Rice available for this one, so a completely different ball game to the 2 games I went to. Chris, no, you're not joining me up next week, are you? I can't remember.
No, I think Stratton have a game same day.
Yep, no, you're not joining me, so you're going to miss. The Dirty Dogs are in town again. The Sheffield Steel Dogs, after a barn burner with 14 goals last time they were here, they're in town on Sunday, the 2nd of February, 6 o'clock face-off. Chris, have you enjoyed your night with me this evening?
I have enjoyed my, like I said, where else would I want to spend my birthday?
I was about to say, happy birthday to Chris. He's got us 2 points for a change rather than the usual loss. Thanks to Annika and Andy, who's had to fill in and try and produce this night and learning very much on the job how to do everything. We're done for the evening. From me, from Chris, thank you, good night. Punch it, Chewy, question mark?